legislation coming to protect the cockpit country. Government focused on efficiency to bolster growth. And the Prime Minister continues to pay respects to the late former Prime Minister Edward Seaga. You're watching Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Anthony Morgan.
The government's commitment and declaration still stands. There will be no mining in the area designated as the cockpit country protected area.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness reiterating his administration's commitment to preserving the flora and fauna of the cockpit country. Mr. Holness was on a ground truthing exercise and a tour of the Trelawney section of the cockpit country forest reserve last Wednesday. He said government was completing legislation to strengthen its 2017 protection efforts in the 5-parish, 76,459 hectare forest reserve. This, the Prime Minister said, was being done while work continued on the ground to verify the designated protection area. The ground truthing exercise should be completed next year.
Once that is done, we will be coming to Parliament with the necessary legislation to declare and protect the area as appropriate, both from commercial disturbances, industrial disturbances, and from agricultural and other kinds of use which would not be in keeping with the nature of what we are trying to protect here.
Ground truthing and the implementation of the National Forest Management and Conservation Plan are financed with €16.5 million from the European Union's Development Fund. The Prime Minister went next door to St. Anne Thursday, where he addressed the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation's Strategic Leadership Retreat. He charged the ministry with increasing efficiency and growth on the island and urged heads of agencies to absorb more HOPE trainees into their operations. The Forestry Department was given a specific directive to create an environmental corps to employ 1,000 HOPE participants.
The Forestry Department actually can create a corps of youngsters to deal with the environmental challenges that we face, particularly in tree planting exercises right across Jamaica. There are many deforested areas for which, and I know that there are programs there, that we should really be setting up brigades of youngsters for tree planting and for capturing data as well, which is becoming very important on our climate.
Back in Kingston Thursday evening, Mr. Holness welcomed the latest New Kingston development, the R Hotel. The $6.5 million rent-through road property boasts 48 rooms, a gym, art gallery, and the Red Bones restaurant. The Prime Minister used the occasion to relay that the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation would be developing stronger mechanisms to integrate compliance and efficiency into government operations. He said the ministry had also been directed to maximize its use of technology in adhering to government regulations while speeding up the approval process.
Oftentimes, the two things are seen as conflicting. That if you are to be efficient, then it is highly likely that you can't comply with the rules. And if you are to be compliant, then it is highly likely that you can't be efficient. My word to the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, and indeed to the entire government, the entire civil service and the public sector, is that we have to do both and do them well. We have to comply and we have to be efficient.
As the nation continued to mourn the loss of former Prime Minister Edward Seaga, Mr. Holness attended a 9-night in Tivoli Gardens on Wednesday.
You will remember him as someone who cared passionately, cared to the point where sometimes he would give of himself till he had nothing. He was someone who genuinely cared for the people.
Earlier in the day, he paid his respects at the Jamaica Labour Party headquarters, where Mr. Seaga's body was lying in state. Prime Minister Andrew Holness took some time Thursday to visit children at Fundaciones. He also congratulated the Reggae Girls for a well-played match against Brazil in the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Be sure to join us again next time for more news stories coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.